Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about kit from Revell. It comes in a 17200, actually 720 scale. So we have here a tribal class destroyer, it's HMS Ark Royal, and we have here the, let's say, same thing which you will get in the model shops. So it was interesting to see what we will actually get in this nice box and why it might be an interesting build for your ship collection. So as you can see, it's quite standard packaging. It's quite wide because it's a ship kit. It's quite typical for them because it needs to house the hull somehow. As you can see, we have the difficulty level as a 4, so I guess it's not that easy to assemble. And we have 110 parts, and the length of the finished model will be 34.3 centimeters, which is quite impressive for this scale. And box size here, you can see comparison with my hand. If I flip over the box here, we have some safety devices and also the website of the manufacturer. And on the opposite side, we again have the information about the kit. And on the rear, we have also the pictures of the finished model, as well as the suggested paints. We have also some safety advices here that it's not a toy, obviously, and also a small sticker of the reseller. So now I'm trying to cut through the sticker, so just give me a second. We will try to do it fast. And that's a side opening box, by the way. And inside we have all the parts packed like this. So they come in one plastic bag, as you can see. And I think it's a sealed plastic bag, what is typical for Revell. No, it's not sealed, it's actually on the flap, as you can see. And we also have the assembly manual here on the table, but we will talk about it later. First, I would like to start with the plastic parts. So just give me a moment. As far as you can see, there are not that many sprues. As you remember, parts count wasn't huge, but it doesn't mean that kit is not detailed. And of course, if this is not enough for you, you can also resort to some aftermarket PE parts. So first of all, I suggest we start with the hull parts, and here you can see that they're quite large. First of all, I will show maybe the overall look. So here you can see it, and they are big for this scale. Let's not forget that we are dealing with the 720 scale, and still they are quite large. We have a lot of pre-molded features, so that's where we will have to zoom in so that you can see that, for example, lifeboats are pre-molded. I know that some modders will not like such approach because it might, let's say, reduce the overall details on the model, but I like the external features here, and I think with some careful painting you can get a really nice result here. And if you flip them over here on the opposite side, you can see we have some guiding elements also here in the tail section. So it's just a matter of careful combining of all these parts together and you will be good to go. Next, we continue with the parts for the destroyer, as far as I remember. So as you saw on the box, we have actually two ships here, so that's why we have also separate parts for the destroyer, and they are also as good as what we saw on the previous sprue, so there is nothing to complain about. And parts are a bit on the thick side. You can hear that it's kind of thick plastic, but I think it's a good thing for the ship model. And here you can check the parts from the opposite side. Again, we had the guiding elements, and this will be of a great help during the assembly. What is also cool that we have aircraft also included here. As you can see, they're molded as a single piece parts, which is quite easy to assemble. Maybe some modders would like to get decals. I don't know if they're supplied in the kit. We will check it, maybe they're hidden in the assembly manual, but here we also have the stand for the model, and that's a really handy addition in case you would like to show this model on the shelf. Next, we continue with quite interesting joint, because here, as you can see, it's quite flexible because it flexes on this part, so be careful in order not to break it. And here we actually have these cranes for the lifeboats. As far as you can see, we also have one-piece turrets which are already molded together with the gun barrels. Here we have the lower hull section, as you can see, and also we have these tubes which will be placed, or chimneys if you prefer, which will be placed on the deck. And again, I do not see any flash on the parts, to be precise. There is some flash on the sprue, and here inside we have some guiding elements again, so I think it will be easier to get everything together. As for the big one, here we also have the deck. It comes as a single piece part, and of course you will have to add more. And if I flip it over here, we have also guiding tabs which will help you align it properly with the hull panels which we saw in the beginning of this video. And last but not the least is the lower hull section. So as you can see, it's also coming as a single piece part with only 2 attachment points on the side. Of course, try to be careful while separating them so that you do not damage the side edge of this part. And here you can see inside we have also guiding elements for the proper position. Not only these 2 tubes, but also we have the tabs which will help you with getting everything together in a proper alignment. Next, we continue with assembly manual. So first of all, I got this safety note inside, nothing special, so we will not be checking it. And as for the assembly manual, I just want to check if we have decals here, but they are not mentioned here. So I will place it on the table. Let's close the camera a bit, zoom out. This is a color printed brochure. Here you can see both models assembled, and let's open it. So here I was saying that we have a decals application guide, but I guess we do not have decals included. We will see it in the manual. Also, we have quite a large paints chart. As you can see, these paint numbers are given in several languages, so you will definitely find the one you understand. Here we have also the parts map, and assembly process starts with the big one, the big ship. So here, as you can see, it's also written that you have to wait a bit for the parts to cure properly, because it will be quite a large part and a lot of connections should be made properly. So pay attention to how it will be aligning. Here we have also the stand parts. As you can see, they will be inserted actually in these tubes which were hidden inside the model. And then we start with various minor elements placed here and there. But as far as you can see, that's not a lot of stuff to be placed on this carrier. So maybe you will be able to focus on some fine features, maybe painting them properly. As you can see, we have various bolts placed here and there. We also have the main chimney here. And actually this is a superstructure which is placed on the top, or the control tower. And then we have these small cranes, and it's actually an option if you would like to get them here. We have also aircraft which will be placed here and there on the deck. And then we continue with the small destroyer. So here, as you can see, the overall design is pretty much the same. You combine several hull parts together, and then you also install these engine fans, you install the superstructures, the main mast, the chimneys, and here we continue with more parts. Even some bolts will be added, even though some of them were pre-molded, as you remember. Here we continue with some last steps, and that's pretty much all. So we have the marking guide. I do not see that. No, we have the decal mentioned here, but I did not see any decal, so maybe I have to check the box again. Just give me a moment, because I did not see it in the box. I did not see it. Oh, so it was hidden in the safety notes. Quite an interesting solution. But here we have the decals for these stripes which will be placed on the deck, which is really nice because not all modelers would like to work with the masks. And then we also have the various national flags, and again, of course, you won't be using all of them, so that's really good addition for your collection, especially if you're building a lot of ships in this scale. So whole kit should be already available, and you can get it in any good model shop. And in my opinion, this is an interesting alternative for those who would like to build 2 at once. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such a list. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.